Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Knox Makers. It is Tuesday night, and by tradition, we gather on Tuesdays for what we call Show and Share. Members of the community bring in projects that they've been working on, successful, unsuccessful, or simply stalled out. We've got a couple of projects tonight that we'd like to have a look at. First of all, Steve, who has brought in a bowl in a board.
Every time I start to tell someone I'm making a bowl out of a board, they always give me this really strange look, so I brought one of my scrap pieces to show you that a board that becomes a bowl. Okay? Makes sense? So anyway, this was a project I've had started for quite a while, actually. The limb that this spalted maple came out of fell in my backyard. So I cut it. I just gotten a new bandsaw, so I cut it up thinking, okay, I've got boards, now what? So, got to dry them. So I fixed it all to dry, put it under my workbench and forgot about it. And about a year passes, I'm thinking, that should be close to dry, and they were. Well, I put it together. I had a piece of cherry that I used to make these rings, and had the project ready. My brother was coming to visit. We were going to do some turning, and we just never got to it. So it's been sitting until I look over and it's all dusty and think it's time to turn the bowl. So this was a 3-year project. Russell's not here, so you can tell him it was 3 years getting this one done. But anyway, that's about it.
Thank you, Steve. I bet a bunch of us have got 3-year-old projects sitting around. What's really exceptional is that it found the finish line, so I salute you, sir. It is well done. Next up, we've got Margaret, who would like to show us an oak table.
I don't actually have the oak table here. But I do have some pictures. So I started making this oak table. Well, it's just the oak table top is really what I made, because a friend of mine had a table that the top got messed up. It's going to be on a screen porch. So I volunteered to make one. So I made a lot of mistakes. I guess I should make that a little bigger. So I took some of that oak that was donated, that I haven't paid for yet, by the way. I need to still, but I'm going to, I promise. Just keep forgetting to write the check. But this is confession time. But anyway, so I took those boards and I cut them, and then I made it on the edge grain, so that is that not focused? Doesn't seem very focused. Anyway, so you could kind of see where it. When I did it on the edge grain, kind of got some cool. That kind of tiger look on the oak. So, and then I just glued all the pieces together. And as you can see, I made a little, a crappy little jig that I attached to the router and went around about 10 times to make it round. And then, so that's just a little way that I just drilled a little hole in the middle and put that little dowel in there to keep the jig And then you can see the also crappy little way that I made the hole in there. You know, you don't have to do everything perfect. This is my parents, sorry, that's their 69th wedding anniversary. Let me get past that. Okay. Then I had to figure out what color to stain it, so I had a few samples there, sorry. And so some people around here said, because I had some kind of little cracks in places in the wood that I didn't glue together really good, so they said to get some sawdust, mix it with some glue. So I did that. It worked very well. There's where I put it in there. Brian's not here, so I can tell you that I sanded it down. And so there it is, sanded down. And I rounded off the edges a little bit with the router as well, with another router bit. And then I stained it. Then I took it to my friends and put some Odie's oil on it, which I've never used before. It's very expensive, but it worked great. And put it on her table, and it turned out pretty nice. I think that's it. So, any questions? I just put one coat of stain on it and one coat of Odie's oil, which turned out looking good. So, any other questions? All right.
Isn't it satisfying? I think a lot of us saw you working on the project here in the shop and also on Mattermost. It's fun to see it come to fruition, and so successfully too. Congratulations. That's all the sign-ups I've got. Anybody else bring a project to share this evening that didn't make it on the list? No? All right, fair enough. Got a couple of classes I want to let you know about. This Thursday, which is the 29th, we have an Intro to TIG Welding class. That's the 201 class in metalworking. And as of this afternoon, at least, there was one ticket remaining. Is there still, do you know? Maybe?
I had heard that there was a ticket that is available, but when I went to the site, it said 0. So I don't know if the ticket was reposted or opened up again. But maybe somebody snatched it up.
Okay. And then we've got also on Thursday evening the new member onboarding. So if you are currently in the process of becoming a member of Knox Makers, remember the new member onboarding is a required step before you become a fully fledged member. It's also, of course, quite suitable if you're just considering membership and you'd like to learn more about the organization. So come hang out with us on Thursday night for the new member onboarding. This Friday, which is the 30th, we've got an exciting return of the Grown-Up Art Social with Sean. That's something that we classically did quite a bit. And I believe this week we're doing 3D model painting, right? And the 3D models are supplied. So basically you just bring yourself and possibly an adult beverage and paint models and hang out. If you're not aware, adult beverages are A-OK at Knox Makers. Just don't commingle with them with power tools and make sure you're safe to drive home, right? So come hang out with us on Friday and paint models with varying degrees of skill and sobriety. Tonight, after our program, we have a special talk. We have our own Tracy speaking about running an open source hackerspace. I think it's awfully cool. She's preparing herself to speak at a national conference about how we do things here, and she's going to test her talk out on us. So I hope you'll join me and offer her your constructive criticism and praise.
More praise, please.
I would like someone to volunteer to check out the air filters and replace them if need be this evening. Who will do the air filters tonight? Thank you very much. And somebody for trash? Somebody will get the trash out tonight? In the back. Thank you very much. And if you are new to Knox Makers, if you have not been here before tonight, please be sure that you get a tour and get any questions answered that you might have. Find somebody with a badge, find somebody at all, and talk to them and get plugged in. So if you are going to hang out and witness the epic talk of Tracy, then you've got about 10 minutes recess to go get a drink or use the restroom. If you're not hanging out for that and you're going to commit tomfoolery in the workshop, go do that thing now. Get out. Thank you all for being here tonight.